You are already shaping reality right now. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every breath you take is sending a signal into the quantum field around you. You may not see it, but it sees you. You may not hear it, but it is always listening. That's why nothing in your life has ever been random. It was never luck. It was your energy speaking first. Most people spend years trying to change the world outside of them, while the real power is happening in silence, beneath their skin, in the subtle vibrations they broadcast without even knowing. When you feel fear, it vibrates. When you feel love, it vibrates. And reality, like a mirror made of energy, simply echoes back what you are sending. You have been doing this all along. You just didn't realize you were that powerful. Think about the last time something aligned perfectly. A call came at the right moment, or you thought of someone and they suddenly appeared. That was not coincidence. That was coherence between you and the field, a precise response to your frequency. And if that could happen by accident, imagine what would unfold if you became conscious of it. Here's the truth most people miss. You are not separate from the energy you want to influence. You are submerged in it. You are not a visitor in this field. You are an extension of it. Every emotion you feel ripples through that invisible ocean, and it comes back to you as circumstance, as timing, as opportunity. The field does not respond to words or to effort. It responds to your state. It listens to your vibration more than your intention. Look around your life for a moment. Every relationship, every chance encounter, every setback or breakthrough has been responding to what you have been broadcasting until now. That's not punishment, that's resonance. It means the field is neutral. It is not testing you. It is mirroring you. And when you understand this, you stop blaming fate. You stop chasing luck. You begin to take back authorship of your signal. This is where true awareness begins. Once you realize that your subconscious mind has been programming the field all along, you start to wonder, what happens if I take the wheel? What happens if I become deliberate with my vibration instead of scattered? You don't have to micromanage every thought or suppress every feeling. The key is to create a dominant frequency, so steady that the random waves of doubt no longer matter. You become the lighthouse, not the flickering candle. And that is where the journey starts. From this point forward, we move from accident to intention, from noise to coherence. Because the moment you bring awareness into the process, the field begins to reorganize itself around you. The energy that once felt chaotic starts responding with precision. You stop reacting to life and start communicating with it. Pause for a second and breathe. Notice the energy in your body, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the space between your thoughts. That's the language the universe understands. And as you begin to listen to that language, you'll realize something extraordinary. You have never been disconnected from the field. You have only been unaware of how loudly you were already speaking. So what happens when you start to broadcast on purpose? What happens when your inner world and the quantum field finally speak the same language? In the next part, we'll explore the invisible connection between your subconscious mind and the energy that builds your reality. Because that connection is the key that turns awareness into creation. You might think you can control your life by controlling your thoughts, but that's only half true. The real signal does not come from what you think, it comes from what you believe. Beneath the surface of every decision and reaction lives a program that has been running since you were a child. That program is your subconscious mind, and it is the true broadcaster of your reality. When you say, "I am fine," but deep down you feel fear, the field does not hear your words, it hears the vibration of fear. When you repeat affirmations like "I am abundant," but your body tightens every time you think about money, the field receives the tension, not the sentence. The subconscious speaks the only language the universe understands, the frequency of emotion. Most people try to fix their lives through effort, hustle, or positive thinking, but they never address the invisible transmitter beneath it all. You can decorate the surface of your thoughts, but if the foundation is wired with doubt, the signal stays noisy. The universe is not ignoring you. It's just following the frequency that dominates your energy most of the time. Think of your subconscious as a radio station that never turns off. Every moment it's sending out messages about who you think you are, what you expect, and what you believe is possible. And the field simply plays those songs back to you through people, events, and circumstances. If your dominant station is guilt or fear, life will mirror that tone. But when you start tuning your station to trust, love, and possibility, the playlist begins to change. That's why transformation rarely happens through logic. It happens through feeling. When your nervous system learns to feel safe in abundance, the field reads that safety as permission to deliver it. When your heart feels worthy of love, you magnetize love. When your body learns to relax into success instead of chase it, opportunities find you faster. And that's what this space is about. If this message resonates with you, subscribe and stay close. We're building a space for people who think and feel like you, people who know they are more than matter and want to live as energy in motion. This is where we practice coherence together. Take a moment right now. Think of one area of your life that feels heavy, stuck, or repetitive. Don't try to fix it. Just notice the emotion underneath it. That emotion is the signal your subconscious has been sending to the field. Awareness is the first step to changing it. Once you see the signal, you can choose a new one. The subconscious is not your enemy. It's the bridge between your inner world and the quantum field. It has been protecting you, but it can also limit you when it keeps replaying old energy. The good news is, once you understand this bridge, you can rebuild it with awareness. So the question becomes, how do you align your mind, your heart, and your body so they all transmit the same message? Because when they do, the field stops receiving static. In the next part, we'll explore what coherence really means and how to create it within yourself so the energy you send out becomes a clear command to reality itself. You can think the right thoughts and still feel lost. You can speak all the right words and still attract chaos. That happens because your mind, your heart, and your body are not in the same conversation. One says yes, one says no, and the third one stays silent. The field listens to that confusion and sends it back as mixed results. That is the sound of incoherence. Coherence is when every part of you speaks the same language. Your mind holds the vision, your heart fuels it with emotion, and your body carries it in presence. When these three align, your signal becomes clear. You stop whispering to the universe and you start commanding it. Imagine a band trying to play a song, but each musician plays a different rhythm. That's what most people's energy sounds like. The universe cannot dance to that song. But when your mind, heart, and body find rhythm together, your whole being becomes a tuning fork for creation. You become music the field can respond to. Science has shown that the heart produces an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than the brain. It does not stay inside your chest. It radiates outward and interacts with everything around you. When your heart and mind agree on one frequency, your energy organizes itself. It is no longer random. It becomes coherent, precise, and powerful. But coherence is not perfection. It doesn't mean you never feel doubt or anger. It means those emotions no longer control your signal. They pass through like small waves against a steady tide. Your baseline vibration remains calm and directed. That's why people who practice coherence seem to move through life with ease. The world bends around their stability. Let's make this real for a moment. Close your eyes Slow your breath and notice where your body feels tight. Maybe it's your chest or your stomach. Those are areas where your energy is trying to get your attention. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine light filling that space. Feel the difference between forcing and allowing. That gentle release is coherence in motion. You don't have to fix everything in one day. You just need to create a strong enough baseline of alignment so that your occasional doubts no longer break the signal. Think of it as tuning your instrument before every song. The more you tune, the easier it becomes to stay in harmony. Over time, coherence becomes your natural state. You stop reacting from survival and start responding from creation. You no longer need the world to prove something to you before you feel at peace. Your energy becomes the proof, and when that happens, synchronicities multiply, timing improves, and the right people show up as if drawn by an invisible magnet. That's when you begin to understand that coherence is not a spiritual idea. It's a language. The language through which your inner world speaks to the quantum field. And when you master that language, life starts answering faster. Now that you know what coherence feels like, the next step is to understand what actually collapses potential into reality. In the next part, we'll explore the observer effect and how your focus and expectation decide which version of reality becomes real. Reality does not exist in one fixed way. It exists as endless possibilities waiting for someone to look at them. In the quantum world, nothing becomes solid until it is observed. That means your focus, your expectation, your belief are not passive. They are creative forces, collapsing infinite potential into one visible moment. You are not just watching life happen. You are instructing it on how to appear. Most people don't realize this. They think they are reacting to what already is, when in truth, what already is reacting to them. Every thought you hold is a lens, shaping what the field shows you next. You can think of life as a mirror made of probabilities. The version of reality you expect the most is the one that steps forward. If you wake up expecting problems, the field delivers more evidence of them. If you wake up expecting alignment, it shows you new paths. The field does not judge. It simply obeys the vibration of the observer. This is the essence of the observer effect. What you look for expands, because observation is participation. You are not standing outside the experiment of your life. You are inside it. Every emotion you allow, every story you believe, every assumption you carry sends ripples through the field that rearrange how matter behaves around you. It's like walking through a hallway full of doors. Each door leads to a different timeline, a different outcome. You don't open them all. You open the one you expect to open. That is why trying to force results rarely works. When you fight reality, you keep your focus on what you don't want, and the field magnifies it. But when you shift your attention to trust, possibility, and gratitude, you become an active participant in your evolution. The field begins to organize itself in your favor because you stopped resisting it. Let me make this more human. Think of a time you feared something so strongly that it seemed to find you no matter how hard you tried to avoid it. That's the observer effect in motion. You were giving energy to a timeline through focus and emotion. The universe wasn't punishing you. It was listening to your attention. The same law applies to love, success, and peace. What you truly expect becomes the reality that forms around you. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" begin asking, "What am I expecting to see?" That question moves you from victimhood to authorship. It reminds you that your focus is a paintbrush, shaping the canvas of your life. Now you can start to see why coherence is essential. When your mind, heart, and body observe the same reality together, the field has no choice but to reflect it. But this leads us to a deeper question. If your observation shapes reality, then what happens when you let go of control altogether? Does your power disappear, or does it expand? In the next part, we'll explore the paradox of surrender and why releasing control is the most powerful thing you can do in the quantum field. Here is the paradox that confuses almost everyone. The more you try to control reality, the less it moves. The moment you loosen your grip, everything begins to flow. In the quantum field, power does not come from force. It comes from alignment. The universe does not respond to pressure. It responds to coherence. We have been taught to hustle, to chase, to fix, to make things happen. That works in the physical world but creates resistance in the energetic one. When you try to push the field, it mirrors the pushback. But when you trust the field, it rearranges itself to support you. This is the art of surrendered influence. Surrender is not giving up. It is not passivity. It is the release of the illusion that you must control every step of the process. It is planting a seed and trusting it to grow even when you cannot see it. You do not dig it up every morning to check its progress. You water it, you give it light, and you trust the intelligence of nature to do what it knows how to do. The same law applies to manifestation. When you stop sending mixed signals, when your energy says, "I trust," even when your mind has no proof, the field begins to move faster. You become magnetic without trying. The people, opportunities, and timing that once felt distant start to show up naturally. This is not luck. This is energetic precision born from trust. Let's make this simple. Imagine holding water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it escapes. The softer you hold, the more it stays. The field behaves the same way. When you grip too hard, you lose flow. When you soften, you open the channel for energy to move. That is surrender. Many people fear letting go because they think it means losing control. But the truth is that control was never real. You were only directing attention. Real power is not about manipulating outcomes. It is about maintaining a frequency so stable that outcomes naturally align to it. You stop forcing and start allowing. That is how the field recognizes you as coherent. Surrender feels different in the body. Control feels tight, heavy, and urgent. Surrender feels open, light, and calm. When you are truly surrendered, you do not need to convince yourself everything will be fine. You feel it in your nervous system. You breathe slower. You become receptive. In that moment, your energy says to the field, "I'm ready." Try this right now. Take one slow breath in, and as you exhale, release one thought you have been trying to control. Do not fix it, just release it. Feel how your energy expands when you stop gripping. That expansion is the field responding to your openness. So the question is not, how do I make reality obey me? The question is, how do I trust the field enough to let it meet me halfway? Because when you surrender, you do not lose power. You become power. You stop chasing and start drawing. You stop searching for alignment and realize you were alignment all along. As you begin to live from this trust, something extraordinary happens. Life feels less like a struggle and more like a rhythm. The same events that once triggered anxiety now unfold with grace. The people you meet begin to match your peace. This is when you finally understand that surrender is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. And now that you know what it feels like to let go, it is time to learn what happens when you embody that state fully. In the next part, we will explore what it truly means to become the signal itself, to live as the energy the field cannot ignore. At some point, you stop trying to send energy into the field, and you realize you are the field. You are not a messenger. You are the message. You are not the observer. You are the observation itself. When that truth lands in your body, something quiet but powerful happens. The constant search ends, and you begin to radiate from a place beyond effort. To become the signal means to embody the frequency you once tried to chase. You stop saying, "I want peace," and start being peace. You stop saying, "I want abundance," and start breathing abundance. You stop waiting for reality to prove you right, because you know the field is only reflecting what you already are. The need to convince disappears, and what remains is coherence. Imagine a lighthouse standing still in the middle of a storm. It does not run after the ships, it simply shines. The light is steady, unbothered by the waves. That is what you become. When you live as the signal, your energy becomes the steady light in the storm of human noise. People who come near you feel safer, calmer, more alive, even if they do not understand why. They are responding to your field. This is not about pretending to be perfect. It is about remembering who you are beneath the noise. When you live as the signal, emotions still move through you, but they do not define you. Doubt may visit, but it does not stay. Fear may whisper, but it cannot lead. You become the observer and the participant at once, fully aware and fully human. Think of it like gravity. You never see it, but everything moves in response to it. Your energy works the same way. When it is stable, when it is clean, when it is grounded in coherence, reality cannot resist aligning to it. It must. The field has no choice but to organize itself around a steady signal. You begin to notice the subtle shifts. The right people appear without effort. Conversations feel guided. Opportunities unfold with perfect timing. Synchronicities stop being surprises and start feeling normal. You stop chasing meaning and start creating it simply by existing in alignment. This is the quiet power of living as the signal. Here is something to remember. The field does not respond to what you demand. It responds to what you embody. When you radiate trust, it sends you reasons to trust more. When you radiate gratitude, it gives you more to be grateful for. When you radiate love, it amplifies that love through everything you touch. You become both cause and effect in one continuous flow. It feels different. Life stops feeling like a mountain to climb and starts feeling like a river to flow with. You no longer ask the universe to open doors because you realize the doors were never locked. You were just holding the key in the wrong hand. You stop trying to find your purpose because you see that being fully present is the purpose. Becoming the signal is not a technique. It is a remembering, a return to the natural order where your energy leads and your world follows. Once you live this way, the field recognizes you immediately. It knows your tone. It feels your rhythm. It rearranges everything to match. In the next part, we will take this realization even deeper. We will explore what it means to live as the signal every single day, not as a moment of awareness, but as a way of being that never fades. Because when this becomes who you are, the quantum field has no choice but to respond in full. Living as the signal is not about escaping the world. It is about meeting the world from a higher level of awareness. It is not a spiritual escape. It is an energetic mastery. When you walk through your day as the signal, you bring coherence into everything you touch. Conversations become clearer. Decisions become lighter. Even challenges begin to look like opportunities waiting to unfold in your favor. Every morning you wake up, the field reads your vibration before you say a single word. It does not care about your to-do list, your goals, or your deadlines. It reads your tone, your inner state, your coherence. That is why your morning energy often sets the rhythm for your entire day. So begin gently. When you open your eyes, take a slow breath, feel your body, and remember that you are already connected. You do not have to tune in. You are the frequency itself. Small moments become powerful tools for alignment. When you drink water, feel it harmonizing with your energy. When you walk outside, sense how the ground is alive beneath you, how the air moves through you, how the light reflects your inner state. These are not poetic ideas. They are real interactions between your energy and the field. The more aware you are of them, the stronger your signal becomes. Even when life moves fast, coherence keeps you centered. Someone may raise their voice, and instead of matching their chaos, you anchor deeper into your calm. You do not need to win arguments or prove points. The field will handle balance for you. Your stability speaks louder than your words ever could. When you stay grounded in your frequency, the world adjusts itself around your stillness. Living as the signal means living intentionally, not perfectly. You will have days when you forget, when you fall back into old habits, when you feel small again. That is not failure. That is feedback. Every time you return to coherence, your energy becomes more refined, more precise, more magnetic. The universe does not demand perfection. It mirrors progress. One of the most profound shifts happens when you stop measuring your growth by what you achieve and start measuring it by how often you return to presence. When you no longer need proof that the field is listening, it begins to respond faster. The gap between thought and manifestation starts to close because there is no more static in the signal. In this way, daily life becomes your meditation. Every breath becomes communication with the universe. Every step becomes a declaration of your vibration. You do not need rituals or complicated routines to stay aligned. Your presence is the practice. Your awareness is the method. And here is the beauty of it. The more you live this way, the more you realize that you are not creating reality. You are remembering it. You are remembering that the version of you who already lives your dream is not somewhere else in time. It exists here, vibrating at a frequency you are learning to hold. The more consistently you live as that version, the less you chase, the more you attract. When you live as the signal, you move through the world with quiet confidence. You do not need to convince, compete, or control. You simply align, embody, and radiate. And the field, as it always does, responds in kind. Now that you understand how to live this way, the final step is remembering who you have always been. In the next part, we will bring everything together. We will return to the simple truth behind all of this. You are not here to chase change. You are here to become it. You have spent most of your life trying to become something, trying to prove something, trying to fix something. But the greatest awakening happens when you realize there was never anything missing. You are not here to become someone new. You are here to remember who you already are. The version of you that lives in peace, that moves with clarity, that manifests with ease, is not a distant dream. It exists right now, vibrating in the same field you are standing in. Every time you align with that vibration, you tune into the reality that already belongs to you. The shift is not outside, it is within your awareness. You have always been connected. Even in moments when you felt alone, the field never stopped listening. It heard every intention, every prayer, every quiet hope you whispered when no one was watching. It is still listening now, waiting for you to speak through energy, not effort. Think of how many times you doubted yourself, and yet life still found a way to guide you back on track. Every detour, every delay, every heartbreak was not rejection. It was redirection. The universe was never punishing you. It was preparing you to remember. This is what true alignment feels like. You stop asking when things will happen because you realize they are already happening. You stop fighting time because you see that time itself bends around awareness. You stop chasing the next level because you are standing in it right now. If only you choose to see from a higher frequency. So take a slow breath. Feel the space around you. Sense how alive it is. This air, this silence, this moment is the same field that creates galaxies, and it is listening to you. When you move with awareness, when you act from peace, when you speak from love, you are speaking the language of creation itself. Remember, the field does not need your effort. It needs your presence. The world does not need your perfection. It needs your signal. And the more you live from that signal, the more the outer world aligns to the truth of who you have always been. So, as we close this journey, carry this with you. You are not a fragment of the universe. You are the pulse of it. You are not separate from the energy that builds reality. You are that energy, conscious of itself. You do not have to force life to work. You only have to remember that life already knows your name. And if this message has stirred something deep inside you, stay with this frequency. In the next video, we will explore how to step into your parallel reality through quantum jumping, and how entanglement connects every version of you that has ever existed. Because once you remember who you are, the only thing left is to step fully into that truth.